Welcome to Life with SCG. So today, I guess if you've been playing along, I've got a bit of a dilemma. So obviously this is my wildlife pond, and I did think about things a little bit, but obviously because they escalated, I didn't leave myself a lot of space to move around. So yeah, I know, right, buddy? Today we're going to fix that though. How are we going to fix it? We're going to build a bridge. Yeah? We're going to get over it? Alright. Let's do it. So how am I going to build this bridge? I've done a bit of research over the last couple of weeks, watched a bit of YouTube obviously, and got a couple of ideas. And you know, as they are with me, they're in my head, and pretty much just going to wing it and, you know, just merge a couple of the different videos that I've watched together. So first thing that I've done is I have gone and grabbed a couple of pieces of big timber because I couldn't find them locally in skip bins, which was unfortunate, but they were, you know, relatively cheap. They are heavier than what I was, you know, gonna go for, but they're gonna do the job. They're about 20 bucks each, and I got two, and I've got a fair bit of other scrap wood that will hopefully do the rest of it. So I have gone for 2.4 meters because I am trying to avoid as much cutting as possible, and I measured the space and that should work. So it's 2.4 length, and then we've got 20 versus 5 centimeters. So in US measurements, I believe it's 94.5 inches in length, and then we've got 2 inches in width, depth, and we've got 8 inches, I believe, across. So I don't know, let's just get stuck into it, because as I said, I have taken a few tips from a couple of different people as to how to do this. First thing I need to do is basically install this, because we are going to make a bit of an arch, and then once I cut that out, we'll be able to glue it on top. And yeah, it seems relatively simple, so let's see if I can nail it. Alright, so the outline of the arch is done. So what I also did is I went around to Dad's place because I needed to figure out how I was going to cut this. I don't have the tool for that. And I found this bad boy. So apparently it's called a reciprocating saw. Yep, haven't used one before, so it's a learning curve for all of us. However, you know, did a bit of YouTube, and you know, I think I've got it down pat. Might not be the best tool for the job apparently. I think it needs, I don't know, there's probably something else. Dad's probably going to watch this and be like, you dickhead, should have used this. But anyway, let's see how I go, because once I get this one out, I can essentially use this board to outline the next one. That way they're even. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, so this is definitely not the tool to use. So what I'm going to do is go phone a friend and figure out what I should probably go get. I'll be back. Alright, so I went and phoned a friend, aka Angry Dave, my dad, and it turns out it's probably a jigsaw that I need, and he did have one of them, which I grabbed. And the other thing he said to me, that if I break it, I pay for it. So I was like, oh, okay. Stopped in at Bunnings because I was like, maybe I'll just grab some more blades, because they're probably what I'm going to break if I'm going to break something. And yeah, I saw the price of the DeWalt tools, which is what he uses, and yeah, they're not that cheap. And stumbled across a Ryobi version, which that's already the tools that I use. So I now have a jigsaw. So it was 79 bucks, so not really on my budget to spend, but it's an investment at the end of the day, and probably also a little bit of an insurance rather than risking, yeah, breaking Dad. So just had a bit of a 101 on how to use it, so let's see how I go. And I also realized I probably need to clamp this in because yeah, re-watched the last footage and it was moving all over the place, so let's go. Yeah, so my jigsawing skills obviously aren't really up to scratch just quite yet, but bright side is that this is going to be at the bottom of the bridge and no one's really going to see it. So yeah, YOLO. We'll just draw my line for the next one and move on. Alright, so as I said, I do want to try and make this out of leftover scrap pieces of wood that I've already got. So, look, they're not all going to be the same width, but, or, you know, yeah, width, I guess. But, you know, it's going to make it fun. It's going to make it me, you know, the STG way. So, I think I'm gonna make it just over 30 centimeter slats, and hopefully I've got enough wood to be able to make it work. Let's see if I can do it. So we've let the glue dry overnight and yep, it's nice and stuck together, but as you'll notice, this one over here looks a little bit like it's been out on the piss, which it might be from my, you know, quality clamping skills while sawing, but anyway, I guess I need to fix it. So we need to even them up a little bit more. So let's go ahead and do that first. So this is real time in Australia. This guy just gave me also cut my finger on making a hole in the lid. Don't know what he is. I don't know, can you even see it? Okay, so hopefully some good news. I went to Google and I couldn't really figure out if it was a common black house spider or potentially a female mouse spider, which is a little bit more dangerous than the first one. So I then posted a photo on Reddit for an ID and a couple of people have come back saying it's just the black house spider, which according to Google is still, you know, they'll bite you. So, but we might put it back in the garden. We'll do it later. We'll just let a few more comments roll in just to make sure, you know, I don't need to burn the house down. But I guess we'll get back to this and be a little bit more vigilant. Alright, so quick update. Apparently it's definitely a little house spider. Oh shit, whoops. Yeah, it doesn't have something on the bum like a tail, which would be the mouse spider. So yeah, let's get it back into the garden, I reckon. Oh, he's coming. All right. Yep, you can go in here. Taking care of nature, very important. So obviously had to match the aesthetics of, you know, the vibes going on around the house. So we're all nice and colourful now. The next part of my plan is what I'm actually going to do is do some drilling and screw this into place here first so that, you know, the measurements line. It's obviously going to be very heavy put together, and, you know, even though I'm nice and strong and shit, I don't think I'm going to be able to, you know, lift it over there by myself. So we'll screw it into place, pull it apart, and I'll move it piece by piece and screw it back in over there. Hopefully it works. Alright, so this is where plans did change. So I realised what I could do is actually drag it over, and you know, then I could just finish the slats over the top of the pond. That way I didn't have to take them off and then put them back on. Genius, if you ask me. So if you are a little bit of a genius like me, feel free to, you know, give us a like, or, you know, feel free to also subscribe if you want a little bit more DIY for dummies and, you know, just life with STG. Alright, so yeah, now we've got a bridge. Yeah, it obviously, you know, probably still need to do a little bit to it. But, you know, a couple of screws loose, a little bit like myself. I reckon it turned out alright. Does the job, all that matters.